Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Vegas Daily Free Picks Winners Show. That's right, guys. The First Family of Vegas show is coming to you every weekday. YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, joined by some of the world's best documented, my favorite word in the business, documented handicappers, and some of the world's biggest sports bettors. It's brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Guys, we're going to be releasing several free pick winners on today's action in time for you to get on out of here and take advantage of those free pick winners. You're going to get some great betting insights, have a few laughs too. So join us each day so we can improve your bankroll. It's a great show today. Let me bring on this good-looking panel. Looks like the dating game. Dan Kaiser, Jesse Schule, Dan the Professor. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Coming off a 4-0 day in the NBA yesterday, so I'm happy the playoffs are here and looking to go forward.
Way to go. Jesse, how you doing, buddy?
I'm hanging in there. I wasn't quite 4-0 yesterday, but 3-0 is still pretty good where I come from, Dan. So I did hit a 5% yesterday, if that helps.
Well, guys, I'm very happy for you both. I did something we have a technical phrase for what I did yesterday. I crapped the bed. One of the best big game hunters in the history of this business. I put up my first big play in baseball on the Mets. Thanks, Mets. All right, hope the whole team catches chlamydia. I went 0-2, actually. I lost the Mets and the Rays. My first bad day in baseball this season. It happens, guys. I'm not happy about it. I was pissed about it. Last night I was very pissed about it. I was at a traffic light, and somebody was just annoying me at the next light, and I started screaming at them for no reason. It was kind of fun, though. No, I'm just kidding. But, no, I didn't have a good day. I'm glad for Jesse and Dan, but that's why SportsMemo is the best website in this business, guys. I had a bad day. I fess up. I mean, no way around it. If I tell you what I lost, I could have bought a brand new Cadillac on the Mets loss alone, a brand new one, the Blackwing, okay? And I lost probably a Hyundai on the Rays yesterday. So I lost two good cars. Well, can't compare a Hyundai to a Cadillac, but still, it wasn't a good day for me, but I'm glad everybody had a good day here on the panel. I know the First Lady didn't have a good day. It was her first off day in a while. I'll talk about that in a bit. Real quick, guys, Dionne is not here with us today. She's taking another day off, you know. We're getting some weather change. She's doing some stuff behind the scenes for the show that's invaluable to us. Plus, she's doing some other stuff around this house, guys. You know, I hit the lottery with her. She's going to be down the hall in a minute, but she's on the other side of the house. I hit the lottery with her. 25 years with me. Anybody spends 25 minutes with me deserves to be canonized as saint by the Pope in the Vatican. 25 years, so I'm very thankful for her. This summer's 25 years. I can't believe it. Can't believe it's like doing a jail sentence, I'll tell you that. But I do love her, and she loves me, and we're very lucky. Other than that, guys, the First Family Show is on its own YouTube channel. Subscribe now, like it, ring that bell so you don't miss a single show. A couple of quickies, obviously. Guys, the NBA postseason is here. All right, play-in action is the postseason as far as I'm concerned. It is upon us. The NHL playoffs officially start, I believe, the 19th, which is Saturday. Dan, Jesse, Dan, any comments about NBA postseason or NHL?
Yeah, I know that yesterday played out kind of how I figured it. Today, I'm not as confident in the games. And yeah, NHL. To me, I always take a couple of games into each series to see how it's going to play out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
How about you, Jesse?
Really excited for the NBA playoffs. Really excited about betting on NBA without having to worry about guys taking the night off and who's going to be in the lineup and who's not going to be in the lineup. Unfortunately, though, I was super excited. I had grand ideas of taking both the Clippers and the Nuggets as underdogs in their first round series. And the fact that they end up playing each other, that kind of burns me a little bit. But I still have some upsets that are in the works. I'm going to be putting out a package with series proposition bets, and certainly one of them is a big underdog in that package. And I did hit a few last year, so I usually hit a few every year. So certainly looking forward to that.
Well, I'm glad. I'll tell you what, Jesse's one of the best in the business in the NBA overall, particularly the postseason. I do pretty well in the postseason as well. Yesterday we had, two play-in games. One team was a 25-point blowout. One game was a little bit closer. I believe Golden State laid 7. They won by 5. So one dog gets blown out, one dog covers. Remember, this isn't about who wins. This is about who covers. We've got some comments already. Oh, look at Joey V is here, and we've got a guy who likes another website better, but that's okay. That's what makes the world goes around. Now, I do know people on that website. They got some great people, but I still think no website on this planet compares to the collection of cappers that.
I mean, they don't got hair like this over there, let me tell you.
Nobody has bald guys like this over there. There you go. Dan's right in the middle. We got the beginning, the middle, and the after. Right? We got the before, the middle, and the after. We love it here. It's the hair club for men stuff. Couple of quickies. Tomorrow's show is action-packed. Sean Higgs is going to be here. Sniper West will be here. I don't know if Jesse's stopping by again. Dan can't be here. He apparently has to go to the clinic and get a penicillin shot. I just heard a rumor. I'm just kidding. No, we've got a lot of great people on the show tomorrow. Stevie Seagrave will be back. It's a great, great show tomorrow. Before I get into some other things, I got asked by two different people yesterday because I commented about the senior center. Having said that, guys, I donate 5 days a week time at a senior center. How did I do that? I got asked how I got into this. Real quick, 20-some-odd years ago when I opened up All American Sports, which is the most successful sales room still in the history of this business. Jim Feist, Wayne Root, they never did what I did. First couple of years was a rough going. Then I started winning contests, getting a big reputation as being a big bettor. It started blossoming. I started writing for Gannett and the Review Journal. And I won more contests and this and that and whatever. Having said that, as time started as things started really rolling in money, I bought some properties, sold some properties to the stations, the Hard Rock, everybody knows that, sold some property to the Raiders, but I also started opening up businesses. We opened up our 8th and 9th local business recently. We own tanning parlors, we own karaoke bars, we own pizza joints, we own lawn care business, pool care business, you name it. We own a couple of night spots in Chinatown. We own a car wash. But over the time, about a year ago, Dionne said, we're doing pretty good. Would you mind if I started donating time? I think I want to work with seniors. I said, why would I mind? I think that's wonderful. After about 3 days working donating time at a senior center, they asked her to run the dining room. So it became an official job for Dionne, all right? And she still does this. This is her bread and butter. And after a few months, she came to me and said, Joe, there's an opening in life enrichment. I said, first of all, I haven't had to answer to anybody in 35 years, guys. When I first moved here, I was working in a sportsbook and as a dealer. That's dealer in the casino, by the way. She said, well, I said, what the hell is life enrichment? She said, you play games, you do socials, you do exercises, and you take them out on activities and go to events. I said, are you kidding me? I said, I don't like answering to people. I said, me, by the way, I can't tone it down. So she kind of channed me into at least going in and taking a look at the place. I picked her up a few times from it, but I never went in. I went in. The place is great. We have 175 seniors, guys. Most of our seniors are between high 80s and mid 90s. We do have somebody in a week that's going to be 101. She still gets up. Jessie, she comes to my exercise class every morning. She dances every Friday at happy hour. But on any given day, I do exercise in or out of the pool, sometimes both. We have an outdoor pool. We have a theater that seats 40-something seats, and then we got another place where you can at least put 20 in scooters, and everybody drives around in a scooter or whatever. But this became a thing for me. Man, I can't believe they let me stay there. I get to hang out, Jesse and Dan, with 175 people that have made this world a better place for people like myself, people that are younger. We have war heroes. We have lawyers. We have doctors. Hey, one of my best friends is a long-haul trucker. We have people of all walks of life, and it is great. So the other day I had a men's club. We do a men's thing. They do a women's club. I do the men's club. The director does the women's club. She also lets me be. It's a blast, guys. I can't believe they put me in charge of seniors. The shit that I do and get away with, I don't know. Even yesterday, I was saying and talking some stuff, and I said, I can't believe I get away with this stuff. And I had 30-some-odd people in bingo. When I got there were 3. And one of the ladies said, we ain't going to rat you out. We love it when you're here. Their secret's good with us. So, Jesse, I get to spend 5 days a week with these people, have so much. They made this world a better place for us. I cry every day. I laugh every day. And it is one of the most rewarding things ever. And I got to tell you, man, if you ever got a chance, and these people I'm not related to. So when you're related to people, your parents or grandparents, and family can be annoying at times. When you can go home at the end of the day, it's different. It's different because the family has a way of annoying you or really pissing you off. Over here, man, it's every single day. And I do stuff that's outside the realm. I do well checks and run food. And every day I clean stuff. I clean garbages, Jesse. Here I go. I said, wait a minute. I just won $65,000 on this baseball. I lost 45 yesterday on the Mets. I got 40,000 on a baseball game, but I'm cleaning garbages out. So it's kind of surreal, guys, but it puts things in perspective. If I can help another human being, my reputation of an asshole is going to be put in question now. But if I can help another human being, especially those who made our lives easier, I'm going to do it. I know I babble about this, but I'm very passionate about this. If you have an opportunity to donate time, whether it be at an animal rescue, because we help about 12 animal rescues out here. We donate time there every week. But let me tell you, man, you get it back. And dealing with these people every day, Jesse, the same way I am with you, even before we come on the show, I'm with them, and they love it. So I want you to know, if you could donate a minute, an hour to a senior center, to those in need, to those in special needs, to add an animal rescue, by all means do it. All right, guys, if you can, because not only are you making somebody's life or an animal's life or whatever a better situation, you go home at the end of your day. Sometimes you cry because we have a lot of issues there too. Sometimes dogs pass away. Sometimes people pass away. Sometimes they get dementia, whatever. Sometimes you go home and cry. But trust me, for the few minutes that you spend with them towards the end of their lives or during their lives, you make their lives better. I'm telling you now. So
you want to hear something interesting, Joe?
What's that?
You want to hear something interesting?
Tell me, buddy.
I don't believe they have senior centers here in Thailand. And the reason I think they don't have them is because when you get old, your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, I believe they put their life on hold to take care of you. No questions asked, hands down. There is no such thing as family sort of leaving the old people to go to a home. Everybody gets old in their house with their family.
Well, I think that's beautiful. I wish a whole world was like that. I really do. Unfortunately, isn't. Jesse, I deal with people that their kids have them declared incompetent, take their money, and they never come back again. It's upsetting. Trust me, I'd like to take a baseball bat to some of these kids and grandkids that do this. But these people, and this is not a cheap place to be. I mean, I don't want to get into prices and stuff, but it costs a lot to live these places. We have assisted living, independent living. We have, I card out one of my favorite people is she's got cerebral palsy. She's been there 15 years. She's got cerebral palsy. Every day I see her coming down the hall. I go get her, and she just starts smiling. So having said all this, guys, I know this is a sports betting show. If you have an opportunity to give back, even if it's a minute, an hour, a week, a year, whatever, trust me when I tell you, not only will you feel good about yourself, you will make that minute, that hour, that week, that month so much better for that person or that animal in need. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to go back to being the same old jerk I normally am. Having said that, Jesse and Dan, baseball is full swing. I got to tell you, I looked at the Mets yesterday. I put up as a 5-unit play. I put $45,000 of my own money on the game. I went, okay, we're only down 2-0, not a problem. And the next thing I know, boom, man, they're down 6-3. And at least 3 times I saw them have men on base with no more than 1 out and couldn't get anything out of it. I want to tell you now, I'm looking at these records here. There isn't one single team you could tell me that will definitely take the National League or the American League pennant. Dan, do you agree with me right now? I mean, odds are the Dodgers will be there. The Mets might be there. You don't know American League East right now, and the Yankees pitching is shaky. Detroit looks good, but it's not a strong division. You go to the American League West. Come on, man. Texas is playing okay, but the 3 games over 500. 17 games into the season. Dan, any teams really do? I mean, I do think barring a miracle, I think the Mets will make the playoffs. I think the Dodgers will make the playoffs. The NL Central is like the AL Central. I think it's a crapshoot. On any given day, you might see one team better than another team. Dan, your comments?
Yeah, first I was on the Mets yesterday with you, Joe. So yeah, that was not good. No, I agree with you. I guess the 2 teams I look at in the National League are the Dodgers and Padres. They just seem to be better than the other teams. And then, American League, the start of the season, the Yankees look like a team to beat, and they've, kind of struggled a bit. And like you said, it's just, I think both leagues are pretty much going to be a toss-up. I think it's, again, usually what happens in the playoffs, who gets hot at the end, who has healthy pitching at the end of the season,
This is true. Health is such a big part, especially when you're playing this long regular season. Jesse, any thoughts or comments on that?
Yeah, I just noticed in the AL East, I'm covering the Blue Jays game today, and I had a look at their record. That it's not like they're tearing it up, but they're only a half game out of first
Uh-huh.
because nobody's really pulled away. And I think you're absolutely. Who knows what's going to happen in the AL East? Baltimore's in last place. So many things could happen between now and then. But
The AL East traditionally, outside of I think last season, is the most competitive division in baseball. Statistically, you have more teams with winning records in the AL East than just about any other division. Last year was not the case; it was an anomaly. But the one thing that you got to look at is when these teams within the division play each other, Jesse and Dan, they start knocking each other off on any given day. I mean, you look at any team. You got Baltimore, who had some higher expectations. They're 6-10 in last place. Tampa Bay 8-9. I don't think they're a great team. Boston's almost middle of the road, 9-10. Toronto 10-8. Yankees 10-7. Right now, Detroit's kind of pulling away in the Central. The West, Texas, but that's a shaky division. It really is. The NL East is you got a couple of teams that can really take it. How about a team like the Braves, who you thought was going to be a pennant contender, and right now they got 2 road wins, which is going to be a big thing. You got to play half your games on the road in this division. It's tough. The Padres are looking good. But San Francisco's looking good as well as the Dodgers. But these teams have to play one another. And a lot, guys, you take this into consideration. They knock each other off quite a bit. If you could dominate in your own division, you got a leg up. Do you agree, Jess?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got to win those games against the division rivals.
All right. We got some other things to talk about real quick. WrestleMania's hitting Vegas this week. I got tickets. I don't know if I'm going. I might give them away to some lady to take her son over at the senior center. He is a special needs kid that absolutely loves WrestleMania. I got the tickets. I know they're pricey. I was given the tickets. They're good seats too, and they're for the whole week. I know it's like the package is like an $18,000 or $20,000 package. I might just give them away. I've been to 3 or 4 WrestleManias. I don't need to go, but if I can make the kids' day, well, so be it. Other than that, guys, the floor is open. For any questions or comments for our panel, fire away. We've got some people here, and some people here have commented about some other shows. One guy likes another website. Matt, that's your prerogative. I'm glad you like it. There's some good people on that site. I'm partial to this site because this is the best collection of cappers on the planet. Plus, I think this particular show is a little more entertaining. You get good content on a lot of different shows out there, but you get a little more entertainment here. You get great betting insights. You get a camaraderie between the people here because Jesse, Dan, my wife, Stevie Seagrave, Sniper West, all the guys that Sean Higgs, all the guys that contribute to the show really are friends. And trust me, when I tell you we're all competitive, we know who's winning and who's losing. We know who's got a better record. We like to mess with each other before we go on the air and after we get off the air. Sports betting and handicapping is a pissing contest. But we have a camaraderie and a respect for one another that you're not going to find in any other brand. I'll tell you that. Having said all that, we've got some free plays today. I want to talk about Dan Kaiser. Dan Kaiser has been winning consistently for decades, okay? All right, yes, I know he looks younger than Jesse and me, but he's been doing this for a long time. He is one of the best in the history of this business. I say it all the time. You do something once, you're lucky. Do it twice, you're lucky. Do it season in, season out, year in, year out. Guys, very few has sustained the time. And let's face it, sports betting, time, gambling, any type of gambling is going to get you with time. Dan Kaiser is one of the few that has won consistently for decades. He's going to tell you what he's been doing at SportsMemo. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of SportsMemo. He's got a big free play winner. Dan, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. And I hope those are sunglasses and not prescription glasses, because if they are, you need to get that checked out, because I definitely look older than probably both of you combined. But in saying that, my free play today is on the Dodgers. I'm looking at the Dodgers on the run line. I know I'm going to ruffle some purist feathers here by taking a run line on a home team, but I've won 3 straight premium plays on the run line, taking the home team, the Padres twice and the Dodgers the other day. They all have one thing in common, though. They've all played the Rockies. I look at it this way. If I got a team that is dominant both on the mound and at the plate, I expect I expect those teams to score more runs and not need the bottom of the ninth to get a cover. And if the Dodgers aren't hitting, or whatever team I have, if they're not hitting, they're probably going to lose the game outright. And I'd rather have a 1 unit play at minus 140 than a 1 or 2 unit play at minus 300. So, that's how I look at it. I'm not going to take average teams in this position. I got to have at least a huge advantage at the plate. And that's what you get with the Dodgers in this game. The Dodgers have won the first 2 games of this series, 5-3 and 6-2 over Colorado. Colorado's a team that comes in at 3-14 this season. So, you're not betting against a team that could get lucky and win here. The Rockies sent German Marquez to the mound. He's 0-2 with a 4.60 ERA. The Dodgers sent Bobby Miller to the mound. He will be making his first start this season. He got hit in the preseason in spring training with the line drive off his noggin, and took some time to recover here. So this will be his first start of the season, which can give you a little bit of worries here. The Rockies have lost 4 straight. They've won just twice in their last 14 games and have scored one run or less in 7 of those games. Do 16 games this season. The offense is hitting just 219. They've only scored 43 runs this season, which is the lowest in baseball. They have 169 strikeouts, which is more than any other team, and 42 walks, which is the fewest. Their offense just isn't producing. And then on the other side, their pitching has been terrible. They have an ERA just a tick under 5, which is the second highest in the National League. The bullpen's given up 12 home runs in 52 innings. The bullpen has a 5.5 ERA. Marquez against the Dodgers in his lifetime is 3-5 with a 3.75 ERA and 17 starts. I know the Dodgers were slumping a bit. They'd scored 5 runs or less in the last 4 games prior to last night's 6-run output. But again, if you get 5 runs against the Colorado Rockies, you should still be able to cover this 1.5. Los Angeles scored 79 runs in 18 games, second in home runs at 31. Pitching has been decent. They're 5th in ERA in the National League. Miller looked good in 3 AAA appearances before this start. LA, 8 wins in the last 10 games against Colorado have been by an average of 3.5 runs per game. Colorado's 1-10 on the road this season. They scored a total of 5 runs over the last 5 games. The Dodgers, as long as they're put up an average Dodger performance, I think they'll win this game by multiple runs. So I'm going to lay the 1.5 minus 140 on the Dodgers.
Dan Kaiser says the Dodgers minus a 1.5 minus 140 is a winner. Great betting insights from Dan. Dan said basically, guys, if the Dodgers aren't hitting, why lay the big juice anyway? Well, if they're going to hit, they'll cover the 1.5 runs. Great betting insights by Dan Kaiser. Dan, I love that breakdown. It makes a lot of sense. Dan, what do you got going on the premium side for everybody at Sports Memo tonight, buddy?
Yeah, right now we're looking at to build on my 4-0 start in the NBA playoffs. I've got a 4% total again tonight, and then I've got 2 other plays on both winners of the games. And then I'm looking at a couple of baseball games. I'm not sure if they're going to get posted as premium plays. They may just go up as free plays.
Good stuff from Dan Kaiser. Dan, the Professor Kaiser. We call him Dan, the man around here. He's doing great work, guys. After the show, go over to Sports Memo. Follow Dan. You're going to follow him to the bank. Did you say 4-0 last night in the NBA?
Yes.
Okay. And you know what? I love the integrity. Dan could have just stuck with the 4-0 NBA. So I have 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. He told us he had a loser on the Mets. That's the integrity you get from a man like Dan Kaiser and from the level of handicappers you get at Sports Memo. All right. We have that integrity. We want to tell you about that. I want to say something here before we get to Jesse's free play. Our good buddy who tunes in every day, Joey B. We have Joey B and Joey V. I love them both. They've been with us for a long time, guys. Joey B said something, and I want to address this. It's kind of important. Thank you to all for all your knowledge and insights. I am not a big-time bettor like you all, but my kids' college tuition gets paid by some of your picks. Now, I want you to know, guys, John and Joey, we love you. We love you. We love your support. We love that you chime in, that you're always so positive. I want to address this. Sports betting could be very could be overwhelming, could be intimidating for anybody, whether you've been betting for a little bit or not. You walk into a sports book or you go to a website and all you see is numbers and stats and this and that and people yelling in the book or people unhappy and people ripping tickets up. It could be intimidating. And not everybody is 10 dime better. Okay, I got to tell you, man, I didn't always bet the denominations that I bet on the game. All right. And I want you to know most of the people out there, you go to a racetrack, most guys betting $2, $5, $10 on a race. Most guys in football season are betting $10 or $20 parlays. All right. So I want you to know if you're not a 10 dime player, don't put yourself down. Because if it wasn't for you guys, there wouldn't be a sports book, there wouldn't be a bookmaker or a racetrack open on this planet. Okay, you are the reason why the world goes around in sports betting and horse racing and betting in general and gambling in general. Listen, you go to a casino, yes, some of the high limit tables have people at them, but look at the lower limit tables. If it wasn't for the $5, $10, and $25 tables, guys, casinos will be empty. There would be ghost towns. All right, so having said, don't put yourself down, but I want you to know how much pride people like Jesse, Dan, the First Lady of Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, myself, and the other cappers here at SportsMemo appreciate you guys because you trust us with your hard-earned money. You trust us to put bread on the table. You trust us to help, pay some of the bills or the kids' college tuitions. I'll tell you what, we appreciate you, and this is why on winning days we're twice as happy. Because not only did we win our games and our bets, because Jesse, Dan, my wife, myself, the other cappers, and bet our own games, we won for you. On losing days, we're twice as pissed off. I let everybody down yesterday. I shit the bed. I could say it. I shit the bed. But I'll talk about that in a minute when it's my turn. But I want you to know how much pride Jesse, Dan, the great cappers, that's what's going to take in knowing that you trust us with your hard-earned money. And don't put yourself down, Joey, because if it wasn't for guys that bet 10s and 20s and 50s, guys, we wouldn't be here. I promise you that. And we appreciate you. Having said that, Jesse Schule comes off another good day. 5% winner. Look at this, man. I mean, he is one of the best in the business, period. But when it comes to those big game releases, he is killing it. I know his 5% plays have absolutely killed it in the new year. I know he's doing great work, and it's not just in one sport. He does great stuff all around. And Jesse, CFL is starting soon. I know that's one of your fortes. Jesse's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of SportsMemo. He's got a free pick winner for you. Jesse, take it away.
Yeah, Joe, last time I was on the show, I came on. I said I was mired in mediocrity and I needed a big winning day. And yeah, we got that yesterday with a 3-0 sweep, 2 4% plays in NHL and Major League Baseball. Now hitting 72% with my top MLB plays since last August. So really hitting those nicely. NHL's firing on all cylinders, and the NBA playoffs. I mean, my stats over the last decade with NBA playoffs are so legendary. They're writing articles about me in major publications. But we're not talking about any of that today. We're going to stick with an early baseball game that starts pretty soon. And I believe we have a case of the wrong team favored. The Atlanta Braves come into Game 3 in Toronto as a pretty significant favorite, considering that they're just 2-10 on the road this season. The Braves aren't playing well. The Blue Jays are just a half a game out of first place. And you might ask yourself, well, why are the Braves the road favorite here? Well, Spencer Strider is getting the start for the Braves. It will be his season debut. He's returning from injury. He didn't pitch throughout spring training. He's coming off an apparent dominant outing in AAA, throwing 90 pitches. But, 90 pitches in AAA doesn't always translate into dominant in the major leagues on the road in the AL East. It may or it may not, but I don't expect Spencer Strider to pitch more than 5 innings. And the guy going for the Blue Jays has a sub-1 ERA, Chris Bassett. He's allowed just 2 runs in 17 innings in his 3 starts. The Jays have won one of those games. They lost the other 2 in close fashion by 1 run. Dan mentioned, people don't like when you bet the home team on the run line. That is considered to be a square move. I'm going to disagree with that as a hard rule and say there's going to be exceptions to the rule. And I think this is one of those. We got a total of 7.5 in an American League game. That's a pretty low number. So that run and a half is going to have higher value when we're projecting a pitcher's duel in Toronto today. You've got both teams with aces on the mound or pitchers that are pitching like aces. It's expected to be a one-run game, and getting that extra run with a team that probably should be a favorite in this spot, I think, and at a low price. We're gonna lay 135 to get the Jays as the home dog plus the runs. If they lose this game 3-2 or 4-3, we still cash our ticket. I think they're probably going to win outright, but at that low price, I will take the run line. I will take the Jays, and we're going to cash that ticket. So let's get that money.
Jesse, the Iceman Schule says take the 1.5 with the Jays at home. He's a winner. You will be too if you follow him there. But more importantly, he's going to tell you what he's got on the premium site posted right now with Sports Memo. Jesse, tell us what you got.
So right now I have a 4% baseball play available. I did mention 72% since August with my 4% and 5% baseball plays. I'm going to be adding a bunch of NBA playoff futures. That package will go up within the hour. But before I let you go, I just want to say, congratulations to Jeff Bezos' wife. She might not be the first woman in space, but she really smashed the silicone ceiling. Certainly the first woman with breast implants to go into space. So congratulations to Bezos' wife there.
Well, there you go. You've got a lot of foresight there. You shouldn't say foreskin, but foresight. Great stuff from Jesse. Always entertaining as he is informative. We appreciate him. Follow Jesse after the show. You see his buzz link, SM.buzz/JS. I'd like to touch base on something Jesse said. He said something about a square move, betting the home team on the run line. Guys, let me tell you something. Squares get paid once in a while, too. Not only that, but if you subscribe to just one way of thinking in sports betting, you will be on the bread line by the end of the week. Because sports betting, while you couldn't put some stock in a trend, a streak, or some way of betting or an angle, sports betting is a living, breathing thing. Let me tell you what I mean by that. If Dan beats me up and I beat Jesse up, by that rule, I'm just saying, Dan could beat Jesse up. All right. But sports betting is a living, breathing thing. It's about situations and changes, how certain coaches play against other coaches, teams play against other teams. In this specific case, pitchers play against other teams, trends, streaks, how they doing day and night. There's a whole bunch of factors. It's living and breathing. If you only subscribe to one way of thinking, you will be broke and lose your bankroll. Trust me when I tell you, your kids, forget about even going to community college. They'll be working at the local fast food chain by the end of the week. I'll tell you right now, you can't. So it's about situations, all right? And Jesse made a good point. And Jesse, once in a while, the square's got to win too. I'll tell you that. Jesse's going to stick around if you have any questions or comments. I know we're getting a lot of questions. You guys are great on the panel. You make all of us small timers feel comfortable laying a little bit of juice on games. That's why we tune in. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you. And let me tell you something. Don't call yourself small. If it wasn't for you, even Thor agrees with me. That's okay. Thor could growl. Thor agrees with me. Because it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. We appreciate you. I want to talk about the First Lady of Las Vegas, who is not here today. She is killing it. She had an off day yesterday after being on a killer winning streak, and she's still hitting 64% in baseball. We lost Dan for a minute. That's okay. He'll be back. She's on a 64% MLB run. She's got 3 big MLB winners posted right now with Sports Memo. Guys, I'm going to tell you now, she had a bad day yesterday. She told me to tell everybody. And that's not why she's not here today. She's doing some things behind the scenes for us yesterday and today. But I will tell you, the time to jump back on somebody who's very good and a proven winner in baseball is right after they have a bad day. She'll kill it today. Follow her. 3 big MLB winners posted right now. We lost Dan for a minute. I don't know what he did. Probably put himself off because Thor was growling. I don't mind when the dogs bark around here because underdogs win a lot. All right, we're going to talk about Joey D, guys. All right, I want to get into a couple of things. I'm the first one to brag when I win. I'm the first one to complain when I lose. And yesterday, I crapped the bed. All right, I put out my first 5% play in baseball with the Mets. They did not come through for me. I lost $45,000 on my own money on the game. I lost almost 10 dimes on the Tampa Bay Rays. I had an 0-2 day. All right, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's my first bad day in baseball. That means I'll bounce back today. I do have a baseball game I'll tell you about in a minute, but I want to talk about my basketball game after tonight. I eased back on basketball the last week and a half. All right, I said on this show several times that I kind of look at the last week or week and a half of NBA or even NHL like I look at the last week or two of the NFL regular season. Certain teams need it, certain teams don't. The lines are a little bit out of whack. Certain guys are sitting, certain guys aren't. It's too much. And with this NBA, for me personally, the load management BS is just too much. All right. I'd rather know when everybody's playing and when they're not. It's always in the number, guys, but I don't want to put out a game and then all of a sudden they yank a guy and the line moves 4 or 5 points and you get screwed. I don't want to screw you and I don't want to lose my bets. So I took a few days off of NBA, but I am going into the postseason on a 10-4 documented NBA run as one of the most successful NBA postseason handicappers ever. This will be my best playoffs yet. We start with my NBA Las Vegas strip move, which have won 3 in a row. I have that posted already over at SportsMemo, and I have a strong play in baseball to bounce back today. My MLB best bet, in my opinion, the best bet on the MLB board. I want to talk about my free play today. NBA, guys. This time of year in the NBA, a few things play a major factor in a team going on and a team going home. One of those things happens to be momentum, in my opinion. The Dallas Mavericks come into this contest today. They dropped 6 of their final 21 regular season games, guys. Sacramento, they were hit or miss for a while, guys, but they finished the season winning 4 of their final 6, and they covered 4 of those final 6 as well. Remember, it's not about who wins, it's about who covers. Having the home court also plays a major role here, I think, this time of year. While the Kings were just 20-21 at the Golden One Center this season, the Mavs were 8 games under 500 when they travel, 17-25 away from home. Another factor, confidence. Sacramento won and covered all 3 meetings this season with Dallas, 1 at home, 2 on the road. And one last thing I put some stock in this time of year, plays a big part of whether you go on or go home, and that's injuries. Without question, I think the Kings are a little healthier than the Mavs, while this line, I think, is a little higher than I really like. So a little lower, I would have came in as a premium play in this game. But I still think they win this game. I still think they cover at 4.5. I know originally I showed this line at 5. It dropped to 4.5 this morning. I love when the general public is against me because we do know that they lose most of the time. I like Sacramento here, laying the 4.5. I think they cover this game. I think they go on. It's, this play-in action and all this other stuff is very interesting. But follow this. I do have 2 big winners for you tonight. On a 10-4 NBA run, I have my Las Vegas strip move and the other play-in game. I love this game. It's almost 5% play for me. And I have a strong play to bounce back in baseball today, and I will win. I will sweep the board. If you join me today over at SportsMemo, stop at Home Depot or Lowe's, grab a broom, because I'm sweeping the friggin' board today. I promise you that. Let me bring everybody back on. I do want to tell you about Dionne one more time. The First Lady is doing some behind-the-scenes stuff for us. 64% run. That's even with a bad day yesterday in baseball. 3 big baseball winners, which I don't know what she has. We never tell each other what we have. And it really upsets me sometimes. But we're both superstitious, and we're both very competitive. So if anybody buys it, tweet me. Tell me what she's got, so I can bet it too. I'm going to jump on her. Somebody's got some feedback going on. I'm going to jump on her, both figuratively and literally, after the show. Anyway, having said that, we got some more comments. Let's see what we got. Jesse is doing nice. Somebody there has some issues with their feedback.
Sounds like somebody's vacuuming or something.
Yeah, it's they're blowing leaves outside.
They're blowing leaves outside. I have a great comeback, but that's not for the PG audience. Anyway, guys, we're gonna. If you came in late, I'll run down the free plays in just a minute. I want to get to closing thoughts and comments from our crew here. Dan, you got any closing thoughts or comments besides the fact that you need a new landscape?
No, just kind of like what me and Jesse were talking about earlier. Yeah, I would definitely take the plus 1.5 on with the home team. I was more saying that a lot of people don't like to lay the 1.5 with the home team because you may lose in that bat. But yeah, I definitely take the plus 1.5 if away.
Let me ask you something. Anything already catch your eye for the postseason, either in NHL or NBA, for the games that we know they're set?
No, because I've just been focusing on yesterday and today.
Well, fair enough. A man, a few words. Jesse, any closing thoughts or comments outside of breast implants or going in space? I'm
Smashing the silicone ceiling.
I'm surprised they didn't explode. Did she float more when she went in place?
I don't think any of it was real, to be honest with you, Joe. But anyways, as far as the home run lines, it's got it. The new extra innings rule has to change that when they put a guy on second base.
Yeah.
So the numbers are out of whack as far as whatever the numbers were before that and whatever they are after that. Like I said, one of the key things for me is runs are worth more or less depending on how high the total is. So if you got a total of 10 and you got a run line favorite, that jives with that total. If you got a total of 7 and you got a run line dog, you're getting the better of that. So I do my calculations. I'm sure I'm getting the better of the line every time I make a bet because otherwise I wouldn't be here doing what I've been doing. So as far as the Stanley Cup playoffs goes, the Stanley Cup is up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. And if you did not know this, the team that finishes with the best record in the NHL almost never wins the Stanley Cup. It's like they call it the President's Trophy curse. Whereas the best team in the NBA, like half the time, the best team in the NBA wins the Larry O'Brien, or maybe even more than half the time. But in the NHL, it very rarely happens. So that Stanley Cup's up for grabs. You get into the playoffs. Anybody can win. So buckle up, get ready. It's going to be exciting.
Good stuff. I muted Dan for a minute. Dan, you got any more questions or comments?
Nope, I'm good.
And it's funny how they named a trophy after the old Jets quarterback Kenny O'Brien. Anyway, you guys remember Kenny O'Brien?
Yeah.
I followed Richard Todd. He started one season 8-0. They were 8-0, and everybody's talking Super Bowl. And Al McGuire went on the air and said, the Jets will not win another game this season, literally. And they went 8-8. Then we got Al McGuire put the horns on them. The Malorkia or the Kanahora, if you speak Yiddish, guys. We're going to run through some free plays. Once again, Dan will be back tomorrow. Everybody tune in tomorrow. Stevie Seagrave will be here. Sean Higgs will be here. Jesse might stop by. We've got a couple other guys stopping by. Sniper West. I talked to Max actually last night. Guys, Sniper West is living in Vegas. But now, Jesse and Dan, you know West from before being
No.
probably watching, but I'm going to go over under 45 days before he gets locked up in Vegas. What do you think? Before I get a call at 2 in the morning.
Or goes to rehab.
Before I
Rehab.
get a call at 2
Does
in
that
the
count?
morning. Yes, this is a call from the Clark County Detention Center. Will you accept the call? Will you accept the job? I'm just kidding, Wes. We love you. We're going to run down the free plays, guys. We're going to get you on out of here. Joey V wants to know if Jimi Hendrix is playing in the background over there. Yes, he's a big Hendrix fan, Joey. We're going to run down the free plays in time for you to take advantage of them, but more importantly, go over to Sports Memo after the show. Follow Dan, follow Jesse, follow First Lady of Las Vegas, or myself, Dionne D'Amico, or any of your other favorite cappers, guys. Plus, we've got a ton of discounts listed on the discounts page. Go over there. I think I have a crooked head, by the way. Go over there and go follow any of your cappers with these big discounts that are offered at Sports Memo. Because at Sports Memo, we know that saving your money is making your money. We're going to give you the free plays. We're going to have a little sign-off, and then we're out of here, guys. But be sure to tune in tomorrow and every day. Jesse, Dan, what'd you have for everybody today?
Dodgers -1.5 against the lowly Rockies.
All righty, Jesse.
A BJ is better than 9 Yanks any day. We're taking the Blue Jays +1.5.
Depends on if the girls got dentures or not. Now, here you go. And Joey D says, I'm going to go to hell for that one. Then Joey D says the Sacramento Kings -4.5 tonight will get you the money. I've got 2 big plays tonight. 10-4 NBA run. The First Lady of Las Vegas is on a 64% MLB run. Guys, follow your favorite cappers over at Sports Memo. Tune into all the First Family shows for a ton of free winners, some great betting insights, and a few laughs too on behalf of Dan, Jesse, First Lady of Las Vegas, and myself, Joey D. This is the First Family of Las Vegas show. Everybody out there, good luck and have a winning day. Hey, guys, I want to ask